Okay, perfect. I had to move my camera a little bit. I'm here! I'm back! My arms shake a bit. That's really weird. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Anyway, I'm back. My arms are really flabby. I need to work out. Anyway. Music's really loud on my end. I might have put out a tweet. Maybe. Nah, I'm not gonna tweet. I won't put out a tweet on Twitter. I don't care. At least not this time I won't. Anyway. Since I'm here, I have a plan while I wait for people to come in. I'm probably gonna do Kokomi's quest while I wait for people to flood in, and then we'll do probably what's his name? Childe's stuff. I'm gonna teleport here because apparently there's a new event that I didn't know about. I didn't know about this thing. I don't know this merchandising event. I have no idea what is up with that. Like, I have no clue what it is. So we're gonna check it out. Oh, it's this guy. I don't know this guy, but apparently you know him. I'm here for my box of marvels. Can you run me through your background again? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm here for my box of marvels. The items needed today are as such. You need these. Items may differ in other travelers' worlds depending on the game progress. And then these are the rewards that you get. So I can exchange these for this. Okay. Neat. Okay. And then it says here that if you do your commission, reward for completing 5 commissions. Oh, you just walk up to him and you do the thing. Oh, I thought it meant commissions. The merchant location's here. I didn't understand what the heck this was. And then the mega box of marvels is this. And when you complete 5 of them, that makes sense. And depending on whether you get hydro. Ah, okay, so we got the hydro one. Keep accidentally getting out of it. No. Yeah, so depending on which one you get. So for me, if I wanted to get a really good one, I want the pyro one. But it depends. But I'm assuming if you go to different people's worlds, you can help them complete it, and you'll get the reward that they have. Because to be honest, the talent books I could care less about. I don't really care much for the talent books. I care more about the hero's wits. Hero's wits or the Geo one, where it gives you a bunch of leveling up materials for your weapons. I don't care for the Hydro's nice because it gives you Mora and it gives you the hero's wits, but I definitely would have preferred that. I would definitely take the 20,000 Mora in this over this one. So Animo and Pyro are pretty much the ones I'd like. I don't care about any other box. During the event, players can search throughout the world for a merchant named Blah and submit the materials that he requests to him. Then will have various rewards prepared, and these rewards may differ across different players' worlds. Players may choose to enter others' worlds to claim different rewards from the box of marvels. During the event period, he will offer travelers a total of 7 different boxes. Travelers can only get up to 1 chance per day to submit the materials. Note that when the reward refreshes daily, the opportunity to submit rewards, if unused, will be lost. After trading in materials a total of 5 times, players may open a mega box and obtain the rewards within. Cool. So that's... I didn't read that, and I should have probably read that. Regardless, the Mora's nice, but I would have definitely preferred the Pyro one. I need to search people's worlds for Pyro, most likely. I would have preferred that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do my commissions that I haven't done today. And then I'll start doing, I guess, Kokomi story quests, so I can unlock Itos. While I wait for people to come in, so then I can start doing the story quest, the Archon story quest. I'm just gonna go ahead and just skip these commissions, because let's just get these out of the way. Oh, it's the same thing as before here. Here's the food. Great. Let's do this. Get this one out of the way. But yeah, lately I haven't been streaming as much because I've been very busy, if I'm being honest. Since it is Thanksgiving, Christmas time, I've been extremely busy with either work or family. And that's how it's been for me. Well, this one's a lot different. There we go. Got him. It's why I haven't been able to stream much. Mostly because of family reasons. I really do need to get... Like, I've been trying to stream more and more, but again, it's been busy. Obviously also during this time, during daylight savings or whatever, I guess this thing called like I don't know, like you get like depressed during this time because of less sunlight, supposedly. And I'm just like, okay, that's a thing. And I didn't know it was a thing either. I thought it was just like, oh, you just, I don't know. I actually did not know that that was an actual thing that happens to people. So where am I going to collect these? Okay, over here. Oh geez, these are far from the usual ones that I usually have to deal with. That's been me lately. Another thing is I've been keeping up with, I guess, Nikke, which is the other gacha game I've been playing. But man, do I have... it's been rough. Luckily, it's a side game for me. It's not really an important game. But like, if I made it a main game, I'd be pretty angry at the developers. Because they have not been doing a good job at making sure that, you know, their fans or supporters get what they deserve. Because the game has been riddled with glitches. Not glitches in like, well, actually, yes, for some players where like menu stuff is an issue, but a bunch of their characters are whacked out glitched. Like their skills don't work properly, And then apparently there's like some controversy where they're messing with gacha rates, which is another issue.
Good for storage.
And like people are angry about these things called molds, which help you get SSRs depending on your luck. But there's a mold that you have to work towards like every week, and it takes about like 2 or 3 weeks to get it fully. And then you use the mold to get the SSR, but there's a chance that you'll get either an SR or just an R. So imagine working for weeks to pull a 5-star character and then getting a 4-star or a 3-star character. That's like really insulting. And people are like, they should up the rates. The rates should either be 100% or at least a high 90% chance. And then remove the chance of even getting a 3-star character, because that shouldn't even be a thing. For something you work hard towards.
Frozen. Crisp.
Think you can bully me?
Well, I was hoping that... There we go.
Everyone hold hands.
This should be fun.
Temple of wisdom.
This.
Get out of my way.
Okay, these guys are done. This guy's always a bitch for me with Razor because he just keeps spraying. Yeah, see, Razor's health is going way down too fast.
One with nature.
Can't handle your dream.
Do this to Razor, and then Razor can heal up. The problem is he's using Serpent Spine, so he gets massive damage. There we go. One more, and then we're done with our daily commissions, and then we could start Kokomi's story. We could start Kokomi's story quest and get that out of the way. Am I even in the right spot right now? Let me get out of here and go this way instead. Also, do I have enough to visit the tree and upgrade the tree again? 36. Okay, we're good. I know it's probably a bad idea to swap this out. Oh, I went to character instead of items. But I want to fly fast. This item should be allowed to be used in the air. I kind of hate the fact that it doesn't. It's not like allowed to like, hey, just use this in the air and then you'll get the speed boost. But no, we're not allowed to. Let's drop. I hate this mushroom quest. Like, sometimes it goes really well for you, and then sometimes it's like, oh, you hit the side of the mushroom. You didn't hit directly on it, therefore, it doesn't count. I hate that. It's like I'm on the mushroom, I'm just slightly off center of it, and it's like, nah, that doesn't count. Okay.
Add Astro.
So we're done here.
Thank you for
Missions are complete. Okay. Right. So now that that's done, and since I know not basically none of my chatters are here, we're gonna go ahead and do Kokomi's quest, because I know nobody cares about Kokomi. At least in my chat. Nobody cares about Kokomi in my chat. So we'll do Kokomi's quest, and then we'll move on to Tartaglia's, or we'll jump into the Aranara one and do the Aranara one while we wait for people to come in. But I want to get Kokomi's quest out of the way, because then it'll unlock Ito's and Yelan's, and we can start using our keys. So let's just do that. So it's Shrek. I can't even pronounce that wording. Track something. Oh, here it is. To Inazuma, which we haven't been there in forever. Back to Inazuma we go. Which is really weird, because we were in the middle, we're literally at the cusp of the Archon quest for Sumeru, but We gotta do this.
Wait, aren't you... Oh, it is you! Oh, you have our gratitude. I wasn't with Swordfish too. But I did see you in Tatarasuna. Oh, you really gave it to those shogunate samurai in the fight of honor. Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your service.
I've heard your people are a bit on edge these days.
On edge, you say? In fairness, the battle isn't long over, and, well, perhaps it isn't quite over for them. You know what I mean? Every single person looked death in the face that victory's declared, and all of a sudden, the fighting's over. But people can't just snap back into normal life again. I don't know what else it could be, but what I do know is that as long as Her Excellence, and all the more so now that you're back, seriously, if there's ever anything you need...
What a nice guy.
What a nice guy. Let's just go talk to other people. Let's leave the nice guy out of it.
I see everything.
Really? Wow. You would think that... Yeah. I guess I have to hold it longer for it to lock on. That wasted more time than it had to.
I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Can't place unsettled. Not that I would necessarily. We're at peace now, finally. And I, for one, ain't...
Huh. Seems he's about to fall asleep. Let's leave.
Okay.
Well, I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking. I mean, peace talks? Give me a...
Exactly. Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryou Commission. I heard they've been secretly coordinating with the Fatui and plan to continue their attacks.
Wait, for real? You're sure of this?
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in with a few Fatui. They caught them conspiring together firsthand.
I knew it! The Tenryou Commission are a bunch of crooks. They'll never change. Honestly, it's kind of naive for Her Excellency to take them at their word, isn't it?
Shh! Keep your voice down. Someone's coming.
Hey there. What you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing?
No, let's not mention it. She's one of her closest advisors. For all we know,
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but... welcome back to Watatsumi Island, Captain.
Her Excellency should be in the village.
Hi, my...
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate the not being honest with me.
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryou Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryou Commission merchant doing business.
I'm innocent! Ha! You're as guilty as they come. Take him away!
Wait!
Oh, there's Kokomi.
Kokomi! Something's going down over here!
Your Excellency! This merchant is our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has made numerous purchases, but no sales. And yet he has no stock in his possession. We believe it's highly probable that he has been supplying the Tenryou Commission behind the scenes.
I haven't!
That'll do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Everyone take a deep breath with me. In. Matsuda,
Okay, no, we're not.
Uchimura. I understand that you're concerned for the safety of Watatsumi Island. But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, we must give him the chance to explain himself. If he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. But if he's innocent, he doesn't deserve to be falsely accused. This is Watatsumi Island. We deal in facts, not opinions. Excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have some concerns surrounding your commercial activity here. Perhaps you could explain your side of the story to help me reach a verdict.
I'm not gonna lie. The more you hear her voice, because I don't recall hearing her voice that often in the Genshin story. But the more you hear her voice, I don't know what it is, but the more grating it becomes to me. It sounds like a high-pitched squirrel talking. And she's like, yes, we just gotta back it. And it's just like, And again, I'm just not a fan of Kokomi. I don't know why. She gives that weird like idol slash VTuber design to me. At least her design gives that off. And then I also don't like the fact that she's so overly cute, and yet she's like a person who is leading the charge of like a rebellion. Well, used to be a rebellion until everything got fixed. But yeah, hence why I never pulled for Kokomi. I get that she's a really good unit, especially now with Dendro. Dendro buffed her insanely, just like it buffed Cookie. But nah, I'm good.
Of course, I can explain everything. I'm a trader on the island, so naturally I built up some inventory. I was planning to hold off on selling until the prices went up, but then
you know what would have been really cool? And sadly, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think they could bring it in with the Hydro Archon, but it'd be really cool if they introduced units that had other animalistic features besides just, you know, a dog unit. Like, you know, the furry type units, the ones that actually have animal-like appendages, like tails and stuff like that. I would love to see one that, like, has, like, a shark thing. Like a shark aesthetic. Sharp teeth and, like, a cool, like, fin or whatever, but... again,
but then
they never brought
I was
those
robbed
up.
by the Fatui.
So I don't know if they
They
exist.
took everything. Now, you think about that. First, I lose all my inventory.
Then
I
again,
get
we got
treated like a
Dehya,
criminal.
who looks like she has animalistic features,
And
but
why
doesn't.
should we believe you?
Weird.
So what? That doesn't prove they took his goods. And
Are you
even
really
if
gonna
they
talk
did,
back to the
it'll
captain?
still end up in the Tenryou Commission's hands. They're in this together.
What? The Tenryou Commissioner colluding with the Fatui now? This is the first I've heard of it. I suppose it is true. What's that got to do with me?
What, the Tenryou Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fighting's already finished? We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently. It doesn't seem like he'd have the time to be colluding right now. But on the way over here, we accidentally on purpose
It has been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryou Commission soon. The Kamisato clan has arranged for them to take place in a neutral location.
Also, the longer you stare at Kokomi, like her design, especially from here where you see like her full body design, the more you notice how little she's wearing in her like hip region. Like, it's very distracting, at least to me, because it's just like, huh. She literally has like mega short shorts. Which, granted, they have never done with another character. I think they should have done this with Layla's design, in my opinion, though. Like, they should have given Layla what Kokomi has. Because I don't like the fact that she has, like, these weird leggings that reach all the way up, kind of like Barbara. It just looks weird to me. It feels like she should have had that
our
part
guards.
of Kokomi's
We will
design on
use
her.
the talks to discuss future plans in detail.
That's enough about me and
Just as
character
arrangements
design.
for the peace talks began to
Preferences.
fall into place, I started hearing rumors of collusion
As long
between the
as,
Kujo clan
Layla didn't
and
have
the Fatui.
travelers, female travelers
Allegedly,
design,
their goal is to
that would've
completely
been
wipe
fine.
out Watatsumi Island.
Because Traveler has
If
like those
that's
weird
the
like
case,
baggy diaper,
Then the peace talks are
like
likely
short
a trap.
pant things.
Even the Kamisato clan
I'm
could
not
be
a fan of.
involved. Sir, are you...
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my...
Very well. The potential ramifications of this incident are serious. However, if we find evidence to corroborate the claims of collusion...
Yes, of course.
Matsuda?
Basically,
Ichimura?
if we find out that you're against us, you'll
Well
take
received,
punishment.
Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, I mean, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the
Section 2.
investigation?
Sure thing.
Good. I also have a few...
Cool, let's go do that.
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent. Whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
I love this place. Oh, again I missed another one? Man, I miss these really often. How many of these archive ones have I missing? Oh, I actually have it on the wheel. I know people don't come here that often to the archive, but I actually kind of like it. Geography. I'm still missing one. I'm missing the Dawn Winery one, apparently. Somehow. I got Springvale not too long ago. I remember that. And I was like, how did I miss Springvale? I'm still missing one for Mondstadt. I'm missing 2 for Liyue. I got all the Chasm ones. Yeah, I got all of them. I just need Dunyun Ruins and Liyue Harbor, which I don't have any idea which one I'm missing for Liyue Harbor, but Liyue I'm only missing 2. Inazuma I'm missing 2. I'm also missing 2. I was missing 3 originally. And for Sumeru, of course, I'm going to be missing at least a few more. I like the pictures. Really shows off the area. Weird gas stuff. But I really wish I could get this music, because I actually really like this dun, 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 dun. I like that chill vibe it has.
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it, it used to be a Hilichurl camp. Who knows why the Fatui occupied it?
Looks pretty.
Not by brute force, that's for sure.
I could get in with
but
brute
that's
force.
Not a problem. The terrain here gives us our enemies in the light, while we are in the shadows. Strategically, we have the upper hand.
Again, I don't get how she's a strategist. I understand that she does strategize, but
I think we have
she just
3
doesn't...
options available. Option 1. Take the king, and it's checkmate. The Fatui's presence in if we strike from above, and take option 2. Hit them where it hurts. Over there, for example, if we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight, they'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale and fighting. Option 3. Use the environment against them. We're close to the sea here, so the air is very humid. I can gather the water vapor.
Wow. That
will depend on our assessment. A surprise attack from the air is with an explosion. If we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. So, which is your preferred option? All right. We'll draw them out. I haven't had much chance to fight alongside you in the past. I'm not sure I'll be able to... Still, not to worry. Even if I can't claim to be a warrior myself, I'm no stranger to the battle. Okay, let's clear out the...
Yay, we get to play as her. The funny thing is, she does have a gorgeous looking design. I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, she looks ugly. Like, she doesn't. But she just doesn't fit my aesthetic at all. Like, I can never picture myself using this character. Granted, she has like this long, like, really good looking character design. Like, she literally looks like a mermaid. Which I'm assuming that's what they're going for, obviously.
Allow me! Everyone hold hands!
Literally, this is gonna be...
The wind knows me.
Think you can bully me?
No escape.
Get back!
You can't run from death. Come at me.
I see everything.
You can't run. Well, Killjoy, we've only
Into the wind.
all you got. Can't run. Miscalculated. Detoxifying heat.
You're gonna... Yep. You're gonna hurt yourself because you're pyro. That was easy.
That wasn't... But it happens. Battles are complex things, and the situation...
Seems like as soon as the fighting started, the plan went...
And yet, the outcome is quite satisfactory. I must admit, I wasn't expecting to find the Fatu... What's their objective? Are the soldiers... Let's scour the camp for...
All right.
That was pretty instant, like, yep, this is what we're doing, I got it.
So these are the Fatui food supplies? They look a little past their bed. This place is chock full of bomb-making materials. This is way too dangerous. We should tell Kokomi right away and figure out the best way to deal with it. Hey, look here! Could these belong to the merchant? There's a lot of stuff. Kokomi! Kokomi! We found them!
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. And he was probably stockpiling them until he could make a handsome profit. By contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryou Commission has any need of these items, so the idea that he was supplying them doesn't make a lot of sense. In all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant. Nothing quite as scandalous as Matsuda.
He's hardly a saint, though, right? We're not just gonna give them back to him and...
Don't worry. In my recently issued post-war temporary decree, I included restrictions on the prices of essential everyday goods. These items will ultimately... If he had taken the time to read the decree, it's unlikely...
Kokomi, you think...
I wish that were true. Take this alleged collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui, for example. The low energy does... Nothing. Come on, it's not long now until the victory feast. It'll be a race against the clock.
Got it! First...
Cool. Which way should I go from? I'm gonna go from here.
My goods! You got them back, huh?
Ow.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And thank you. You see,
I'm not so sure. You could have easily planned the whole thing with the Fatui in advance.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates...
but...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods. As agreed.
Apology.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All brawn and no brains coming to me.
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the accepted rates, there will also be a fine.
Oops.
The amount of which...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides.
Yeah,
As
it's
the
not about
divine
the sides,
priestess
it's
of
about
Watatsumi
what you need
Island,
to do.
I abide by the principle of clear and consistent rewards and punishments. Just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized.
Oops.
You may have been proven innocent of the more serious allegations leveled at you, but this does not exempt you from bearing the consequences of your mistakes.
Oops.
Wait a minute.
But...
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away. Time to pay up.
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him. Those of a Tenryou Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. As for the rest, I'll leave you to sift through and try to track down the owners. I know.
Not at all, Your Excellency. We're on it. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case, but our people know what they saw. Something is going on between the Tenryou Commission. I know the peace talks are coming up, so please keep an open
Code!
mind.
Hello!
I understand your concern.
Welcome.
I'll be sure to give it further consideration.
Oh, Jesus
I'm going to
Christ!
take these items
I'm
back
kidding.
to the Sangonomiya Shrine. Why don't you come along for the walk?
I was getting a little sleepy, to be honest.
Watashi Island observes different customs
Because
than
again,
the
I'm
rest of
doing...
Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you.
Hey, so I can actually start it. I will start it after this Kokomi quest, just in case other people come in. What did you realize? Also, I did the fungi event. I had to rush it and not stream it, sadly. After I do it? Okay, that's completely cool with that. But yeah, I did the fungi event
It's been a long
because
time since
I didn't have time to
this
stream it.
village.
I've been very busy
There's
lately.
been a lot to deal with recently.
You know, it being Thanksgiving, Christmas time,
Next time you
and my
visit,
work,
I'll
like
take you to
actual
visit Watashi
job
Island's
work.
old shrine.
But yeah, I literally did it the last, like, day or 2 days?
No, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not located in
Ooh,
Sangonomiya.
that must have taken a while. I'm going to show you my quest thing, and you can tell me if I'm at the end of it or not. I know that there's another technical R&R quest, which is where you collect all the R&Rs, like all the little guys, but there's also the main quest. And I needed you to tell me if I'm near the end of it or not. I'm pretty sure that took you forever, though.
It was close to the Statue of the Seven. Back then, the people of this island recognized the Shogun's existence, despite not venerating her as the Shogunate do. But after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine was abandoned. Relations between Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate have soured ever since.
Was it at least fun?
Mistrust has
Took
become
48 hours, I can't
deep-rooted
remember.
over time. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly.
Did you actually
Raises
read dialogue, or did
had
you
to
just
let
skip
go
through a lot of
eventually.
it? It was kinda? Okay. 'Cause
Your
I
Excellency,
did quite a few of it.
What brings you out this way on your busy schedule?
I mainly did the stuff so I can get all the songs for the little loot, so you could do all the activities. I'm missing, I think, one song, because I ran into something and I couldn't play the song for it. And I was like, I thought I had all of them, but apparently I'm missing one song.
Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself, okay? All of our fates depend on you.
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this, if we reconcile with them, the god who once protected us...
Come on, that's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over. We should be grateful to be at peace.
I know, it's just... we should remain strong in these negotiations. We mustn't be too ready to
Jesus.
compromise.
That is a lot. I'm back at 15k. So I will be ready for Raiden when she drops. And, luckily, due to the stream and them showing up stuff, Raiden is actually in the second phase and not the first phase, so I'll be able to save up even more primos. Doing that fungi event also really helped with getting primos, heroes wits, and other materials that I needed. So that was nice.
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully and be sure to proceed appropriately.
That was another thing. I actually really did enjoy it. I did not expect to see a lot of story stuff. 32k by the end of this version. That would mean you need 2k left and then that's it. You could do it with the events, I'm assuming, because we have 2 events right now. Actually, we have 3 events. There's a 3rd event that just happened that I did not know about, which is the little box thing where you go talk to this pompadour haired looking guy that I did not know about. And he gives you, like, you just give him some chicken items or whatever, and then he gives you stuff. Which reminds me, if you get the Pyro Slime one, if you understand what that event is, if you get the Pyro Slime box, tell me, because I need a crap ton of heroes wits, so I can level up my characters. I didn't know that you can go to other people's worlds and get different boxes.
Wonderful. We're all counting on you, Your Excellency.
It's so weird that they actually added that. The whole like, hey, you can go to other people's worlds and get different gifts. Because I already did mine for today. I didn't know that you could go get other people's, but now that I know, I'm gonna go ahead and ask. But it's so weird that they did this. It's like they're pushing co-op, but like, they haven't done anything to improve the co-op. Besides the TCG stuff, and maybe copying codes for the Serenity Pot, but that's not directly affecting the co-op. I really, really wish they would do something with it, or improve it somehow. Because they always put out patches for the Serenity Pod, and like improvements on that.
Your
but
Excellency?
improve the co-op to make it a lot smoother.
I'll be fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year.
I've actually never seen this character model.
If she makes it into Sangonomiya, I'll be one very happy mother. You're a kind and gracious leader. She'd be in very good hands. I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets
That's
the
why I
chance
was
to
kind of
learn
like falling
from Her
asleep.
Excellency directly, she must make the most of it.
What was really funny was that I was skipping quite a bit of dialogue during the the fungi event. But the fungi event had pretty interesting dialogue, I guess. I did not expect the yaemiko to show up.
I mean,
that was so weird
just
to me.
Look at Her Excellency.
But
Still
now
so
I understand why
young,
her
but
banner's
so
here.
mature and intelligent.
And Tartaglia
My
apparently
daughter
has to
has
do somewhat with the
always
next event,
looked
the
to
camera
you
one I
as
see.
a role model.
Because they're suggesting doing
Well,
that.
if she comes to Sangonomiya,
So I guess that
I'll
makes
look
sense.
out for her.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year. Let me bring you up to speed on the latest situation.
Oh my god.
Your Excellency, isn't this the...
Your Excellency!
Though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report
Yeah,
and submit it to the shrine.
I was assuming
Then
that
I can
because
respond to each one as and when I have the time.
it tells you, it's like, hey, look, this thing is a thing. You might want to do the quest to understand it. You were right though. The fungi one, I just skipped. Obviously, I had to do the quick start because I haven't been able to do the boss battle, and I said I want to do it on stream. You're right. You don't really need the context from his story quest. Because no one there was new to me. Like, I knew Yaemiko, well, Layla I knew because people were talking about Layla, but that was the first time you met Layla. Sino we've met because of the Archon quest. I was like, who am I missing from Tignari's quest that I would have known? Or the context. I don't feel like I missed any context there. Compared to, you know, Childe being with Yoimiya or something. That's new to me. I would be like, what the hell?
Right?
This is testing my patience.
Me too.
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation...
Oh, we retrieved those already.
Really? That's fantastic. I sorted through all the petitions received recently. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in time.
That's today?
Yes. The two young ladies have arrived.
I see. Well, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the end.
Yay! The victory! Great! See you
Cool, got it. She is a busy lady that's got a lot of stuff to do. We did it. Okay, we finished it. Wait until 10 to 12 next day. Got it. Bam. Speaking of which, I've completely maxed out. Well, besides hitting level 90, I've completely maxed out my Razor's talents. Look at my boy Razor, because he's C6 and whatnot. Where is it? Look at those talents. 8, 11, 11. Look at that. Hey. I think it's my first character that I ever brought talents all the way to 11, I think? Unless Bennett has it at 11. Well, he got it at 11 after I got his constellations. But it's cool. I finally have a character that's like kind of maxed out, but not really. He needs to hit level 90. But I'm not gonna do that with any character until I'm done leveling up every other character in my roster.
Huh. Kokomi isn't here yet.
Also, they're totally gonna bring back the fungi event. I'm probably, hopefully, gonna do that. Because I really do need to at least have Scaramouche or the Balladeer boss fight unlocked so I could start getting materials for it for my Nahida. And then after that I'm probably gonna need it for Dehya when she comes out. But I'm hoping to at least have that done.
That's weird. She doesn't seem like the type to show up late to things.
Basically, I'm hoping to stream a bit more often, and before the patch drops, I'm hoping to finish Tartaglia's story quest, get the Scaramouche fight unlocked, do Ito's story quest so I can be ready for when the event happens in 3.3. I have a lot to do.
How is she still not? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment.
So strange.
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, Her Excellency has made... let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed southward until they arrive at a tree with The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, only when the visitor in question... As far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes.
Kokomi really does think of everything.
Interesting. I like how the game's like, okay, idiot. You could just go find it yourself, but here's the icon. Because I thought we would have had to go find it, but no.
This is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look.
Oh, here? I see it. Oh, this is cool. I like this little hidey hole. I like that she has like a little hideout. She also looks focused or tired.
This is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for the victory feast today. What happened?
It's you. I apologize.
You got sick?
No. It's nothing.
You run on energy?
No.
What the heck, Paimon?
It's just a figure of speech.
You run on energy? Are you a robot?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can't always be the infinitely capable person I present myself
I found
as.
this Twitter post that I liked. Again, I can't find it now because it's gone, but like, I like the fact that in Sumeru, Paimon gets told to shut up so many times, and I appreciate that so much compared to here, where it's like she doesn't shut up. Everyone was asking so much. That's another thing. During the fungi event, I hated the fact that Paimon spoke on the behalf of Traveler the whole time. Because you would have to interact with someone, and she would just constantly, or just like talk to the fungi, and instead of Traveler going, oh yeah, I love this fungi, no, Paimon's gonna talk in your stead. And it's just like, ugh. It got annoying for me.
You noticed? I guess, to be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on military strategy and perhaps become an advisor.
That makes a lot more sense.
Constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence while also commanding their respect. It doesn't come naturally to me. And truth be told, but because of my bloodline, I was always going to end up being the divine. So, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I come here to just lose myself in a book and relax for a... Don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over preparations for the victory feast to someone else. I have to make a speech tonight, and I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something could be wrong. This peace was hard won, and I want the...
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. If only there was some way I could listen to a good read on military strategy. I'm sure that's...
We'll read you the book, I guess.
I was reading a book last time I was here, but...
We'll find it for you, and then we'll read it out.
You do that?
Yep, there it is.
I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
No problem. Razor will read you the book. Razor will die. Razor picks up a book and he's just like, words. They hurt head. Head hurts. Me no like book. Book complicated.
So does Kokomi make time to deal with these even when she's resting? Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement. Consolidated annual... This is a lot of work for one person. And it's on top of all the directives she has to write and the people she has to... Let's...
Got it. Kokomi overworks. I understand.
Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted?
-3, -2 energy. What? +2 energy. -5 energy. -3 energy.
Swordfish Captain came back today. Energy +4.
What?
That's just,
We saw nothing, and if we did, it was Paimon's fault.
Here!
Guess that was the wrong one.
I guess it's stuff that keeps her, you know, moving.
It's gotta be this one, right? Look, there's even a bookmark. Ooh, it's pretty Kokomi, is this the book you wanted?
This should be a good place to pull for Kokomi if anybody wanted Kokomi.
I'm not sure, actually.
Act to the plan, plan to the situation.
Read a bit out loud.
And then you read her the book, and then she falls asleep.
Kokomi?
Yep.
Oh no! Tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around. You sure that's... She does look pretty exhausted.
Avoid disaster. The war's over. Did you see? What time is it? Did I fall asleep?
Yep. You've been out for ages. It's nearly time for the feast.
Sleep talking much? Apparently.
I can't believe it got so late. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points right there.
What is this energy point thing? You can't measure the energy you have. You're not a robot. It's not like your phone battery. Also, I love this song. The song that's playing in the background. I've been wanting to get the little, like, music disc for it for my Serenity Pot. It's one of my favorites. She played too many games. I think she played too little games. She doesn't have time to relax. But yeah, this song is... I like it a lot. I like that little, like... Dun, 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 that little techno vibe that it has.
Thank you. Well,
and the piano
kicks in. Get ourselves over there. It's nearly time to light the bonfire.
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full energy!
Okay, full energy. Yep. We plugged her into the wall socket. And we got her at full battery. If she drains too fast, that means we just have to upgrade it. To the Kokomi Galaxy 3. That's what we need. That's terrible. That or we have to update our firmware.
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to give a quick speech before the festivities begin.
Oh, how much energy will that take? Do you think you...
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than usual.
That makes no... Okay.
We'll be rooting for you.
Welcome, everyone. Today is recently... Our war with the Shogun's army came to
That
an
wasn't
end,
recent.
and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree.
That was ages ago.
None of us can know what the Inazuma of the
Crab.
future will look like. But tomorrow,
He's gonna go on the
meet
other side.
with the Tenryou
Is
Commission
he gonna appear
for
on the other
peace
side?
talks. I give you my word that I will strive for peace for
Crab.
Watatsumi Island once and for all.
There he goes. Look at him go.
Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, it is only through those efforts that we have been able to prevail in this trying war.
I will never not mention a crab in the background or an animal that just is passing by. I will do that
This feast
every
is
time.
held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. I hope all of you get to relax and enjoy our hard-won victory.
Yay.
Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. I still have no further leads regarding the issue, and I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure.
We'll talk to people. More dialogue.
Watatsumi Island is finally at peace, and it's all thanks to her recently. Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get back out on the ocean to fish.
Fishing
During
is
the
nice.
hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do with what little fish and shrimp we could get our hands on closer to shore. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kid. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning
sounds
all
like shit.
night long, trying to keep it together until the morning. At least things are finally improving now.
It's kind of true because they live on like this really like crappy island that's just like dented inward. I could not picture them hunting like animals because you can barely find any in this island. Compare that to like the mainland.
I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here, have a fish.
Oh, no,
Have a fish.
Ah, come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight. Her Excellency always teaches us to repay kindness with gratitude.
Take the fish.
Well, thanks.
That's an ingredient we're always low on. Take it.
Some others.
Why didn't I get a fish? Damn it. What a ripoff. Oh, my fish.
Hey there. Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's remedy when you overdo the barbecue. Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryou Commission and the... It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. I've had the same feeling. See that guy over there? He's been acting strange these days. Always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He scared the heck out of me a few times. It's a miracle the fighting has finally come to an end. Yeah, I really hope we don't go making it... Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information. If you still have...
Sounds promising. Let's go.
I'm assuming that guy just really wants to fight. He's just like, man, I want to fight. I want to be strong. I'm assuming. Let's see if I'm right.
This guy smells of booze.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. Captain of Swordfish 2, right? You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and made a run for it.
Dude, I have a life outside of Inazuma. You know that, right? My name's Traveler for a reason. I travel.
We would never...
Is that so? All anyone talks about these days is peace and stability.
Man, why can't I kill people?
Do you remember what the most important thing is to the Resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. Time to see if you truly are a bona fide Resistance warrior. I'll answer your questions.
Only if you can beat me at a duel.
What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about...
This is... Okay. Wow. 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 That was...
You're a strong fighter.
Intense.
No wonder Her Excellency chose you.
I didn't even use a skill.
You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain. Comrade.
First, tell me what's going on, man.
We made it up. The story about the Tenryou Commission colluding...
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick. You're telling us you made the whole thing up?
That's fucked up. You could cause a war that can cost people's lives. Don't do that. That's a bad thing. It's like, oh yeah, we just planted evidence, you know, just to cause us to kill innocent people.
What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into war with the Tenryou Commission!
Yes, that's exactly what we're hoping to achieve.
This is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Hey, I hate the fact that we achieve peace. I want to fight, be a warrior. I want to kill people.
Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future of what's to stop the Tenryou Commission from stabbing us in the back, and what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another Vision Hunt decree.
How about trusting that that doesn't happen, and then if it does, you can then proceed to fight? But no one has started anything.
We are the Resistance. Everything hinges on our warrior's will.
Do you want to starve again? Do you want to go back to not being able to eat?
We can't trust the Tenryou Commission or the Raiden Shogun, but we can put faith in ourselves.
That makes no sense. You are... Okay.
Surely you agree with that.
No, I don't.
His point does kind of make
No,
sense,
it doesn't.
but something about it doesn't feel right to Paimon.
There you go. What it boils down to is he just wants to fight.
Yeah, everything you said just now was pure speculation. Are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for, all because of some imaginary situation that may not even happen?
Here's a perfect example. Hey, I have a gun, and now a guy comes up to me on the street. I could either let him pass me, or I could preemptively shoot him because he might shoot me in the back. That is what he sounds like. A person might shoot me or stab me, therefore I'm going to preemptively shoot them. He has a gun, run! I actually legitimately don't have a gun. It's like, hey, I'm gonna preemptively shoot people because they might shoot me. I'm not crazy. I just have faith in myself. That's what this mad lad sounds like.
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. What would you understand?
What would you understand?
For the sake of victory, we embodied the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? We were all in. Now they're suddenly trying to tell us that none of it matters anymore?
No one says that it doesn't matter. It mattered. You did it. You got peace. We got peace. It's done.
You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person. But how can I? How can I when every time I close my eyes, I see the faces of the friends we lost in battle?
People die, dude. That's war. That's why you shouldn't want any more war. Do you want to go back to that? You want to lose more people?
Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryou Commission and never forgive the Vision Hunt decree.
But then you'll never end the war. People will just die for no reason.
I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sangonomiya if you want, but you're too late to stop us now.
Well, time to toss your ass in jail.
Too late? What? Darn. Doesn't seem like... What are we gonna do? This is really serious.
Well...
We need to give Kokomi the full story right away.
In the real world, what would happen is you tell her, and then this guy gets put into an interrogation room, and he gets interrogated until he tells what the heck they're planning. Because it could lead to something really bad, like a bombing of some sort or some crazy crap. I didn't think I'd get interested until this happened with this one guy. That actually got really interesting for a second there.
We found out a few things. The whole thing about the Tenryou Commission, they wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Kokomi just grabs the guy, puts him in an interrogation room, and waterboards him. Like, puts a big water bubble in his head. She's like, tell me, what did you do? And the guy's like drowning. Oh, that's fucked up.
This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they were feeling earlier, it never would have come to this.
Perceived? If only I saw it.
I think I understand what Kozen means when he says it's too late. The talks don't begin until tomorrow, but both sides have already sent their guards to the location. They are responsible for making sure the area is safe and secure. I highly suspect that one of Kozen's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the guards with an intent to reignite hostilities tomorrow during the negotiations.
Yep.
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to head over there now and switch out the guards?
In real world terms, he has a guy in there with like a sniper rifle ready to kill one of the peace people, causing a war to break out.
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing a new team of guards to a neutral negotiation site will put both sides on high alert.
Not wrong.
It would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack the Tenryou Commission's guards and, not to mention, that we have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are involved in this plot.
Yep.
If we change the guard in haste, we face the issue of not knowing who to trust.
Sounds like a really...
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Whatever happens, I will find a way to ensure they do not come to harm.
I mean, it kind of is, depending on how many there are. But if it's like everybody, then you just don't have control over your people.
Let's meet here again tomorrow.
There was a crab in the background, I saw it. I saw the crab, but it wasn't close enough to be acknowledged. Wait until 10 and 12 the next day. Cool. No, I need the time. Yeah, there we go. And now we wait. Got my neck.
Well, here, take this. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure, but I thought about it carefully and really
187
took the liberty of writing
archives,
them all down. This way, you will be able to adapt with speed. Now,
whoa, let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, wow, there are so many! But you've thought of a solution to...
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional, but any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiation. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But would you be willing to lend me a hand?
I also want the peace talk to succeed.
Okay, time to head off.
Off we go to the peace talk. When did I start playing Genshin? This year. In June? 2.8, if you're asking for the version of the game. I think it was 2.8 because it skips directly all the way to 3.0. I think the banner that was out during that time was Ito's, and Kuki Shinobu was a thing. But I never pulled on Ito's. Why? What happened? I'm assuming this probably has to do with an event that I missed. It's a quest item from 2.7 event. What was the quest item? I'd like to know. And why bring it up, I guess. Oh, you're talking about the catalyst for I forgot her name. No? Not the catalyst? I thought it was the catalyst. It's a quest item? A book. What does it do? What is it? Also, Kojisaru's here. Hey. Oh, my stand. I want to see more stand-like characters in this game. Or just cool stuff like that. You read the book, duh. Yeah, but what's important about it? Why'd you bring it up now? I wanted you to read it? Oh, okay.
It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow.
Okay, we both killed people. We both fought people. It's okay.
But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
I'm here as a witness.
That's right. She's here to bear witness to the proceedings. She experienced the war between us firsthand and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today. I couldn't think of a more suitable candidate.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight into it.
Kokomi and Sara begin their tit for tat.
The first item is the Maritime Administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for Watatsumi vessels in Narukami waters. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring their catch back to Watatsumi.
That makes sense.
That's fine. But if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters.
Makes sense.
Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
That is fine.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be quite safe in our hands.
I'm A-okay with this.
Negotiations seem to be going pretty smoothly.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi. And the same has been true for your people on arrival to Narukami.
Okay.
Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in inter-island commerce. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council to oversee trade between our two islands.
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is to succeed. We cannot give the Yashiro Commission full authority.
That makes sense. I think doing a 50-50 split would be okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro Commission organize everything centrally would work in your favor.
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of sourcing everything we need.
I laughed a bit because they both are turning in the opposite because they're like, well, yeah. Just like, okay.
Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou Commission's authority.
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question.
Real well.
Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the Tenryou Commission.
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, at least.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island to be the sole exception to this rule indefinitely.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away from us.
Oh, jeez.
Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them.
Oh, it's a cutscene.
Protect Madame Kujo.
Oh, screw the book.
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
I'm surprised no one's attacked yet. Okay.
Kokomi, which scenario number is this in the directives?
Kokomi, literally everyone's just like, I'll swing.
The last one, but hold off for the moment.
Uh-oh. Something might have happened. Am I still alive? I should still be live. That was weird. On my computer it said that, or on my laptop it said that there was a network error. Weird. But I'm still streaming though. No, you're not live. Lies! You're lying to me. Code, I don't believe you. Or else you wouldn't send me a message.
Stand down, Tadakatsu. The situation has changed. Please stand by for further orders.
Sure you don't. I still remember that Raiden Shogun line that you told me that one time. When I was fighting her as a boss.
Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns, but I will deal with the situation from here.
I still remember. You were like, oh no, yeah, this boss fight? Nah, man, you're supposed to fully beat her. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now!
That was a weird one. She winked.
Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war against Watatsumi Island. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, there'd be nothing to lose.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. Then we'd see how it went. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off conversation. How anyone from Watatsumi Island even found out about it, I have no idea.
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequences.
No, duh.
Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? Have you completely forgotten what they did to us? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever,
Shogun.
let alone entertaining offers of cooperation. So, what did they want out of it?
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score for their boss.
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep Inazuma in a state of turmoil. One day, I will hunt them down. Every last one.
It's really funny how aggressive Kojusara is, yet she's a support unit. Really interesting.
We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please, grant us another chance to continue the peace talks.
But of course, Madam Kujo. I have every confidence in your ability to resolve this situation. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks. I would therefore not feel comfortable releasing Watatsumi Island's forces into your command at this time.
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as soon as the Tenryou Commission has resolved our internal issues.
Makes sense.
As for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options with the Yashiro Commission and make sure both sides have ample participation in the final arrangement.
Hey, that sounds cool.
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now. These negotiations should be smooth sailing from here on out.
No crazy, hey, you do this, I do that.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield is rather taxing. I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation into the Tenryou Commission's internal issues.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with your people in the hope of procuring some assistance. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear.
I will bear this in mind. Thank you. I shall take my leave now.
Basically, nobody likes the Fatui. Get out.
Your
We're
Excellency,
trying to fix our relations with everyone here in Inazuma.
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Damn, that hurt me. Well, I didn't think that was that high. It has to happen at least once every stream. Actually, not. Okay. I don't think once every stream. There have been a few streams where I haven't done that. God damn it. It happens like at least once every stream. This is stupid. I was like, that's not that high. That's not gonna kill Razor. Oh, yep. Oh, well, there goes Razor.
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy, and thought, fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental, and the end certainly did not justify your means.
So it was like, they actually did see them do it, but it was in like an actual, like they didn't actually agree to work
Your
together.
Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line. I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if...
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequences. During the war, there were highs and there were lows. And in the end, there was a glorious victory.
Yep, there you go.
For you, perhaps the experience was one of great excitement. But you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffered terribly through each day.
Yep.
Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. They are tired of treading water and don't need you dragging them back underneath once again.
But...
I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours alone. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior's will, but never how to let it go.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours. Our selfishness. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well.
Oh my god.
Then I hereby declare...
Off with all your heads! Nah, she's not gonna do that. She's gonna be like, slap on the wrist.
That as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure, neutralizing any and all threats to the peace of our island. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join, but be warned, the training will be grueling. Perseverance and grit will be in high demand.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
The Secret Service, the FBI.
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but there are still those who pursue war. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace.
You'll be
but
secret
we
agents.
must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well, I invite you to embark on the most challenging training regimen of your lives. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Jesus.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination.
Go report to Dog
And if
Boy.
there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellent.
You know, I thought they would have ran. Because of how excited they are.
I think that's finally everything in hand. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop.
Meet you back at the hideout. Wait until the moon's high in the sky. Wait. Oops, that was the wrong quest. Cool, I don't have to wait for anything though. Oh, right. Code. I forgot. I may as well just do this now, just to get this out of the way. Is this the last piece of the R&R quest? The thing that says final chapter on it? I don't know if you would happen to remember if that actually is the last one or not.
Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has been restored on Watatsumi Island once more. Recovering. Slowly. But today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people.
It's easier to see from there.
I've improved.
Are you gonna look
but
for like an item?
I still get nervous when more than a handful of people are involved. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time. Do you think so?
I think you should have, because Kojusara is like the war person, and so is Goro. Right? Like, you going in there is like if Raiden Shogun showed up. I guess if you're talking about like representatives.
To be honest, I'm still a long way off what's expected of a divine priestess. In the past, I was concerned only with winning the war, restoring peace, but I realized now that wasn't going far enough. People have all kinds of aspirations, and just as many measures of happiness. I have a long way to go. But that's okay. If I can't make the journey in one giant leap, I'll just have to settle for taking it one small step at a time. In short, I've still got some maturing to do. Could you stay here on Watatsumi Island? To keep me company for a while longer?
The quest tab, okay. Arnayaka book, okay. No. I will not be staying here on the island yet. I actually have to go. Goodbye. Hey, 60 primos! And 4 heroes wits! Just what I needed. Okay, let's see the quest tab. Hey! Xiao! What's up? Been a while. Welcome back. So you wanted me to go to the quest tab and find this book. And it's a oh, here it is. I have it here. What do you mean you just got your phone back? You lost your phone? Dream Nursery, Woodland Encounter. Just took 1 month. Oh boy. Oh, your father took it. Okay. Select the second one? I just look at beautiful walls all day. That sounds like it sucks. What the heck? Did you do something to piss him off? School-wise, maybe? I had like nothing. Oof. That doesn't sound like fun. Oh, in school? Oof. That's not good. That makes sense why he got all mad and pissed off then. That happens. Code, did you mean this one? You told me to select this one, or did you want me to select the blue one? Does this tell me how close I am to the R&R thing? Being done with it? Kinda. I'll take your word for it. Oh, there's a check mark now. Look at that! We got Ito's quest! Hey! Let's unlock that. Those are stuff I have to do? Ah, okay. So I guess I gotta do the final chapter anyway. There. Ito's quest has finally been unlocked. What happened in Genshin? Well, on my end of things, I'm trying to complete the Archon quest for the story. So I'm trying to... Like, I'm basically at the new boss battle. I'm basically there. So I could do the new boss fight. And I've also been trying to complete the story quest stuff. Because events have to do with the story. For example, the current event that's out right now. This one, the photography one, you have to have Tartaglia's quest complete, and you have to have Yoimiya's quest complete so you can get context for it. Like, you can understand what's going on. So I'm probably gonna do Tartaglia's quest now, or Ito's quest, one or the other. Oops, wrong.
You call me.
I forgot how to get to the quest. Wait. There we go. I can't see it because the camera's covering it up. But yeah. You already did Childe's quest? I know I think everybody did Childe's quest, but I don't know if they wanted to be here while I did it or not. I know Zhongli was the big one. The only reason I want to do Ito's is because the next event that's coming out is it's around Ito, like the character. So I'm pretty sure I have to have this done to enjoy that event. Plus, completing his will then lead to Yelan's, which then I can finally do the perilous quest that everyone keeps telling me about. But the perilous quest, I'll leave that for when Potato and Shelly are all here. For now, I'm trying to figure out whether I should do Tartaglia's quest next, or do the boss fight. Ito, I kind of want to save. I'll save Ito for a bit longer. I want to do either Tartaglia's or the boss fight, either or. Nothing about Ito? Tartaglia is the one I have to do, though. And also the story quest. All I know is that Code does not care about Tartaglia. That's all I know. The Scaramouche one. The one that's in the book. This book here. That big boy. The cool one. Which one would they care about, Code? Which one are you talking about? You're talking about Tartaglia or Ito? Or the story quest. Also, I'll be right back, so you could type your replies. Probably all. Hey, welcome. Elio? Or should I just call you the boy? Welcome, first time chatter. Elliot. Oh, okay, I'll just call you Elliot then. I hope I said that right. Welcome. I'm currently here trying to figure out what to do next. Oh, you know each other! Hey! Well, I'm gonna apologize to Shelly and Potato, but I'm gonna do Tartaglia's quest. Because I need to get that out of the way to do the event quest later on. Mono something. Got it. Plus, I think that's one of my oldest quests that I haven't even done yet. Like, Tartaglia's quest is literally one of the oldest ones that I just haven't gone around to doing. Also, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Okay, I'm back. It took me a little bit. God, there's so a lot of stuff has happened. Let me see. Let's get started on Tartaglia's quest. In real life, I would love a Batmobile, but which one? That's the real question. Which Batmobile would you like? Because there's so many different iterations of it.
Be on your guard, traveler. Now is no time for sightseeing.
The Batmobile? You know the car that Batman drives? Are you talking about the like the funny TV show one, the live action one? The one that doesn't have like a top? That one always looks nice. That looks like an actual normal car.
Oh, why is that? Has something happened?
Yes. As unusual as this may sound, numerous eyewitness reports have
But
confirmed
then again,
an active ruin guard presence in this area.
There's always
Even though this is far beyond their
the
normal
classic
area of
animated
activity.
TV show one. The one that's like it has a long front part and then it has like the little wings on the back. Those look cool. I never watched the live action, like the funny live action one. I've never seen that one.
Sergeant sent someone to find out just where these ancient machines might have come from. It appears that they simply left their ruin and marched off all of a sudden, for no clear reason.
I'm gonna assume you play Genshin, right? My brother watches the live action on a daily basis. So then you like Diluc? the actual Batman boy in the game.
So did somebody wake them up?
Like his whole quest line is a reference to Batman, at least. Ooh.
As I say, the reason is still unclear. We have very little intelligence at present.
Oh no, the debate begins.
Moreover, the ruin in question is of the especially spooky variety. Strange noises are often heard coming from within. As such, we are not permitted to investigate until the order comes through from headquarters.
One can never be too cautious. The Millith are always so inefficient.
In any case, the only sensible strategy in the meantime is to increase Millilith patrols. We must not let innocent civilians come to harm.
If I had to pick between the two, me personally, I like the Luke better, but I don't use him. So, regardless, I don't use either of them. I would use the Luke more if I had his skin, but I don't have his new skin that he has, because it looks dope.
That's a good point. Ruin guards are probably pretty dangerous for regular folk.
Wow. I'm very grateful indeed for the offer, but it just wouldn't be worth the risk.
Oh, don't worry about that. This one beats up ruin guards for breakfast.
Oh, I may as well ask this since Elliot's a new chatter. Who is your favorite character in Genshin? Or who do you like to play as the most? Either or. I guess they both fit into the question. I do know a little self-defense, not to brag, but I could beat main. I guess that would work. Not to brag, but I could beat Kaeya. I main him, but I like Alhaitham the most. Hey, Alhaitham, the newest, one of the newer characters. So you're excited for when he drops in? I think the rumor is 3.4. I'm assuming 3.4. Scaramouche. Oh no. I'm not. The funny thing is, I'm not even pulling for Scaramouche. I'm gonna wait for Raiden Shogun, which luckily she's in the second half, so I still have time to save Primos for her. I do know a little self-defense. Not to brag, I could beat.
Well, if you're genuinely offering.
Pantalon? Have I heard of him? That's a new one for me, name-wise, unless I just forgot. Oh, he's one of the Fatui Harbingers. There's a Puss in Boots events. My favorite is DreamWorks movie. My favorite DreamWorks movie.
I did see some Ruin Guard footprints on the hillside, but since then I've been too busy warning passers-by to investigate myself.
Hey. Do you want free pets?
Footprints, eh? Interesting. We'll take the case.
If you like Puss in Boots, you should be excited for the new animated movie that's coming out. That thing looks gorgeous.
While the Millilith stands guard,
I'm actually excited to watch it.
Evil shall never prevail. On behalf of the Millilith, I salute you, traveler. You have my gratitude. I will rendezvous with you once I have finished my patrol.
I don't know. I just can't watch anything to the end. But it's a movie! All you gotta do is just sit there.
This
for like
footprint is huge.
an hour or two.
It has to be the one that guy was talking about.
You can't sit still. I think that's me with video games sometimes, but I try my best to complete them.
There's another one. Yep. Seems the Ruin Guards did come out for a walk after all. Trail of Ruin Guard footprints leads us here to... Ah! A ruin guard! Over there!
Oh, there he is.
Everybody
I have to finish anime. I can't just, like, leave it.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call.
Diana special! Well, that's one down.
Well, I'm assuming you have to have a favorite shout. You probably do, right? At least your favorite you probably finished. Just always watch till the... Nice stop. Oof. That sounds rough.
Let's keep looking around.
That's
Maybe
me with
we'll find
games,
some
though.
more.
I think it's just because I tend to binge it and then I get burnt out near the end. But when it comes to anime, I have to know the ending. If I got this far, all I have to do is just sit and watch it instead of interactively play. There is a child.
Hey you! Check this out! Isn't it awesome? What is he wearing?
Are you critiquing
I've
what
never
this
seen
kid's
one
wearing?
this close before. Have you ever seen one?
Yes, it is powered. I'm in the middle of watching Blood Plus. I've heard of Blood Plus. Yes, it is powered down Rune Guard. Careful, kid. These guys are tough.
You bet! Mr. Cyclopses are crazy strong. No bad guys can escape from these guys, that's for sure. Mr. Cyclops? Aw, that's cute.
Wait, what?
Do people seriously call them that? Yep, my brother said so. And he's the best toy seller in the whole world. It's his job to sell this kind of stuff.
That's crazy. What?
Right now, he's at the Institute for Toy Research in Liyue. That's where Mr. Cyclops has come from. It's always nice to meet someone else who likes toys. So tell me, where'd you get your toy from? Must be a pretty new kind, huh? I've never seen one that can fly and talk before.
Limited edition. Jealous much?
Just because you get to play
Like
with
that.
Paimon all the time does not mean that Paimon's a toy.
Greetings. Have you found anything? Oh. A child?
We just, found him.
You shouldn't be out here, boy. There are
Boy.
killing machines in the area.
Boy.
It's extremely dangerous.
Just paint a little red stripe right on that guard's face. He's now Kratos. Make that guy Atreus.
Killing machines? You mean ones that look like this?
Precisely. And including this one. It's not moving now, but if it were to wake up, the consequences would be...
You take that back! Mr. Cyclops is not a killing machine. He's one of the good guys.
Mr. Cyclops?
We shouldn't be talking to this guy. If he's saying mean things about Mr. Cyclops, he's definitely a bad man.
Is BSB? Or BSD? What anime is that? My favorite, I don't really have a necessarily a favorite, but if I had to pick, it's between... If it's an anime that's finished... Oh! The missus knows likes that anime. I think she watched that. That anime is great. I haven't seen it personally, but she's told me all about it. For me, my favorite is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and if I had to pick one that's not done, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Those are my two favorites. I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I've never seen a story that is just great all the way through to the end. At least anime-wise. If I had to pick an actual show, Breaking Bad is insane. I cannot believe that show never, drops the ball.
I'm just trying to help.
Hey, Code. Welcome back. Talking about anime. I think you've lost him.
Well Then why don't you get back to your normal job and leave us to do the babysitting?
It seems I have no other choice. Very well. I will continue with my patrol. Please escort the child to somewhere safe. It's much too dangerous here.
I haven't heard of that one. That anime I haven't heard of. I need to probably see that or watch that. I'm not like, I used to be big into anime, but I've fallen so far behind it's not even funny. You're reading it? I don't read like manga online at all. I mostly buy them. But now I've cut back on that because I don't have enough room. So now I've strictly just buy manga hardcovers. So if I had to tell you what I'm currently reading Berserk. And I love Berserk. It is fantastic. I need to read more of it. But you can see right there in that corner, if my finger could, yeah, there we go. Next to Iggy right there, I'm collecting Berserk, the hardcovers. I'm missing like at least 3 or 4 of them that recently came out, which I need to get them. It's amazing. Dude, Detective Conan is so long. I saw that when I was a kid. I never saw the ending, or I don't know how where it goes or how, because it's been forever since I've seen it.
Scared off the bad guys once again. My name's Tusser. I came all the way from Snezhnaya to look for my brother in Liyue. But I'm all on my own.
Conan is so long.
And I don't know where to find him.
I know it's good, because obviously a show that lasts that long has to be at least decent.
You came all the way from Snezhnaya?
That's why he's wearing the furry hat.
Oh, I think this is the part where I give you this. There you go. What is it? Looks heavy. What the?
So much more.
My brother said I should take it with me. He said, find a nice person to give this to, and they will take good care of Tusser.
$2 years. 12 years. Oh my god.
Your brother makes a good point. Still, it's hard to believe you made it all this way armed with nothing but a few bags of mora. Your family must be super rich. Paimon never knew you could make so much mora from selling toys. Yay!
I'll gladly take it.
Thanks, nice lady. All right.
Do I actually get to keep mora?
We gotta make a pinky promise. You make a pinky promise, you keep it all your life. You break a pinky promise, I throw you on the ice. The cold will kill the pinky that once betrayed your friend.
Oh my
the
god.
frost will freeze your tongue off so you never lie again.
That sounds pretty dark.
Wow. That one nursery rhyme kinda says all you need to know about Snezhnayan culture.
Yeah, it does.
Well, if we weren't your babysitters before, we sure as heck are now. But where should we look for your brother?
Northland Bank. Why is that blue, huh? I just got told I'm making a gingerbread house. Already? It's not even December yet. But that sounds like fun. I made one before. I've only made one in my life, and I did that with the missus when we moved in, I think, the first year? No, I think it was second year. Second year we made one. It was pretty fun. Really messy, though. Also, it tastes like shit when you're about to eat it. Because it's all, like, hard and shit. It's just terrible. I don't know why people eat those things. Or how they eat them.
Great idea! Alright, off we go!
Gingerbread house. The thing you do for, like, Christmas.
Oh, right! Finally, now I get to see my brother!
I don't know. Just search up gingerbread house, you'll find it. It's like a little house made out of cookies and like gumdrops and candy, I guess. You're not? Are you sad or happy with that? Because I don't know if I don't want to bring up sad stuff for you or make you feel upset. But yeah, no, I totally... I'm going to friends? Okay, that sounds great. But you can make gingerbread houses with your friends. It doesn't have to be like a family thing. But yeah, punching the gingerbread house sounds exciting, but I do not want to be there when I have to clean that shit up. You're gonna have like a bunch of gingerbread and candy all over the floor. I never got to do it in school, but that sounds like fun, doing it in school though. Lucky. I like that everyone has like a different experience with their school stuff. I think it's normal. Gingerbread houses are a thing, I guess it just depends on the teacher. Like, when I was young, I think it was like around when I was 6, Dr. Seuss was like a big deal, so Green Eggs and Ham was like a big, huge like deal as a book. So what they did was they would make us Green Eggs and Ham. And they would give us Green Eggs and Ham, but all it is just egg with food coloring.
What should I put in my letter?
That seems a little inappropriate, don't you think, sir? How can you...
Relax. Once in a while can't
There he
hurt.
is.
It'll be fine.
The man, the myth, the legend. Also, it makes sense that I'm doing Childe's story, because Childe's banner is out. Damn, I have school tomorrow. It's like 1 a.m. Jesus. You should probably go to bed. I think, what, like, you get up early for school, don't you? Because you get up like at 6 or 7 in the morning. You should probably get some rest.
Huh? What is he doing here?
I know everyone in my chat is like a night sleeper.
I found you!
I quit
I
understanding.
know that voice. Why, if it isn't my little brother too, sir. My goodness.
Is that the meme face that people have been, like, they throw in, like Twitter and social media where Childe's face is, like, wide-eyed?
What a nice surprise, too, sir. I thought I would have to wait till I return home before seeing you again.
I think now I finally got to see it.
How are the others? Sister Tonia and Brother Anton? Is everybody keeping well?
They miss you a lot. Tonia prays for you every day at dinner.
Has point with his face.
Wait a second.
BRB.
What are you doing here in Liyue, too, sir? How have I not heard anything about this?
Take your time, Code.
Well, what happened was, I saw a boat that looked like it was selling toys, so obviously I thought you were on board. And then, when I got off, I just kept walking and walking, and then I found a Mr. Cyclops.
So he just wandered around. Shelley! Welcome! Oh no, shout. You should probably go to bed. We finished Kokomi's and now we're doing Tartaglia's story. Mostly because the event has to do with Tartaglia, and I need to do it. Welcome back, Coach. Shelly's here. Mostly because Tartaglia's thing involves a story. That's why I'm doing it. And there's a lot of people in chat, so I might as well do the like the Archon quest as soon as I'm done with this.
Mr. Cyclops scared off a bad guy, and then I found this nice lady to help me come look for you. And also,
Poor Potato missing out.
brother?
Yeah, I know, but I gotta do it now that there's an event. I had to do it today. Okay, she's going back to sleep. Caramel?
Cool. Suddenly Paimon doesn't feel so bad about taking Toozer's money.
I'm so in between on Caramel. Like, sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. I think too much Caramel I can't deal with.
Tooser, what you did was extremely dangerous. I'm so happy to see you, really I am, but please, promise me you won't do anything like this ever again.
Okay, I promise. Please don't be mad at me.
I'm not mad at you. I just care about your safety, that's all.
If you hadn't met these nice people, things could have been a lot more dangerous for you two, sir. I hope you said a big thank you to them.
Yup. I always remember my pleases and thank yous. Oh, so you did notice we were here. You were just ignoring us. Gotcha.
Oh, well then.
Forgive me. It's always family first where I'm from. Don't take it personally.
Also, we're finally getting rid of, like, the oldest quest that I've had for forever now.
I know we've had our differences up to now, but a few minor quibbles aside, we get on quite well, don't you think?
Do you actually mean that, or are you just keeping up appearances?
Come on, you know I'm just a pawn and all that, just doing my part. As for who wins, who loses, and how each side deals with the consequences, I prefer to leave all that up to the ones playing the game. I'm much more interested in who wins and who loses when it comes to our little sparring matches.
Sounds like you're ready to get your butt kicked again.
Hey, welcome back, Xiao. And it's okay. Don't worry about it.
You're forgetting something about me. I, Tartaglia, spend every second getting stronger. Don't expect to have it quite so easy next time.
Tartaglia, I don't know about you, but I've been to Sumeru, and I have Dendro powers now. I kind of went completely crazy with the story.
Whoa. You aren't gonna fight now, are you?
I want to play Genshin.
Maybe not right now.
I mean, you
While my
could,
kid brother is watching.
but should you, or should you get some rest and be ready for school?
Why do you want to fight the nice lady? Are you guys enemies?
No, not at all. Allow me to formally express my sincerest gratitude
makes
for
sense.
taking care of my darling brother.
A lot of people here are
His
nocturnal,
safety matters
apparently.
very much to me.
In the chat, they like to stay up late. I'm still keeping an eye on you. Concern for your family's well-being? That I can understand.
So anyway, Tooster said something about you being a toy seller. What's that all about? Aren't you supposed to be one of the Fatui's harbinger?
Yes, about that.
Give me a sec, guys. I hear knocking at the door. Hey. The second I unmute. Anyway, that was the missus. I am now back.
Shh, look. I only told him that so that he'll look up to me. In the eyes of a child, working with toys must be the best job imaginable, right? I don't want my family to have anything to do with the Fatui's, or should I say Snezhnaya's, darker side.
This is a really weird camera angle. It's like you're looking at Lumine's cleavage the whole time.
The older ones already know that I serve the Tsaritsa. But Tusser is still so young, and in his eyes... As I was saying, I remain Snezhnaya's greatest expatriate toy seller, currently attached to the Liyue branch of our Institute for Toy Research.
That's right! My brother's the greatest! He's Mr. Cyclops' bestest friend!
Just humor me in front of Tusser, if you would be so kind. Ah, yes, Ekaterina. I will deal with the issue of that outstanding payment right away.
Hey! Slinking off, are we?
But Master Childe, would it not be a little improper to ask you to deal with debt collection?
A bet is a bet, isn't it? And if you lose a bet with an agent, well, you might as well get a little exercise out of it.
Are you going off to sell toys now?
That's right. As much as I'd love to catch up a little longer, Tusser, duty calls. I'm sure Miss Nice Lady here will be happy to keep you company while I'm out, though.
So we still need to keep babysitting for you? Sure! I really like this lady. And anyway, she made a pinky promise to take good care of me.
Ah, well, it sounds like Tusser really likes you, and that you've already made a pinky promise to take good care of him anyway.
You're ganging on about me, but okay.
Then I'm in your debt. Here, take this as Tusser's entertainment fund. I want him to have a good time while he's in Liyue, so take him anywhere he wants. If need be, you may find me by the river near Qingshu Pool. I'll see you both around.
Why is the event thing lit up? Oh, does this mean I can complete Tusser's terrific tour to... Okay, I already know about that.
Looks like we'll be hanging out with Childe's kid brother for a while. So, where are we going to play first? How about we start with the toy store? Huh? What are those super colorful winged things? They're called kites. The kids in Liyue love them.
So he has a family he cares about. He's just like a regular Joe Schmo, but he works for the Fatui Harbingers.
Hello
Still don't care much for him yet.
You look like
I guess we'll see where this goes.
Very long way. Let Granny guess. From what you're wearing, I would say Snezhnaya.
That's right. How do you play with these kite things, Granny?
When the wind picks up, you let out the string, and whoosh! The kite will fly into the air, up, and away.
You think she would have had some kites hanging around while they're looking up at nothing.
Oh, that's amazing! Do you have any Mr. Cyclops ones?
Mr. Cyclops? I'm sorry,
I want to fly Mr. Cyclops high into the sky so all the kids can get to know him.
Well, I can do custom builds, but I'll need some amount of reference material.
Will this picture do? I drew it myself. I bring it with me everywhere.
I'll manage. Still, I must warn you that custom builds can really be quite expensive.
Well, lucky for you, we have someone who's paying for us.
We should be fine. Childe, but then again, throwing money around willy-nilly is, kinda irresponsible.
What do you really mean? You think we should pocket the change?
Your words, not mine. But yes, we're on the same page here. Either way, it's time to talk prices.
Well, here we go with the bargaining system again. Let's try to get the most we can out of this. How about that much? That seems like really little. Are you okay with this? Why isn't it working? Oh, you have to hold it. I keep forgetting that you have to hold it.
No, that won't do. This amount won't even pay for the material.
You drive a hard bargain. How about this much?
This price is a little...
Okay, we gotta be careful now. How about... Okay, no, that's... She's going... It's way too low. Let's do this one then. How about this? Right in the middle.
Fine, fine. I've neither the time nor energy to bargain with you at my age. I suppose this price will do.
Thanks, Granny.
Worry not. Just
I wonder how
leave it
low
to
I
me.
could have actually gone. I'm assuming that's probably the lowest, or one of the lower prices.
For our next stop, why don't we head to One Min Restaurant? It would be a mighty crying shame to come all the way to Liyue and never try the food.
Hello, welcome.
This restaurant has a really...
A choking smell? Oh, you must be referring to our signature spicy chili scent.
spicy chili? But I can't eat spicy food.
I can relate, kid. Don't worry. I can't eat spicy food either.
Oh, what a pity. A person who can't eat spicy food misses out on half of life's joys.
Hey. Don't pick on people that can't eat spicy food.
Is it really that bad?
It's not that bad.
My meals have to have lots and lots of sugar, and the oil has to be extra virgin vegetable oil. Wow, we've got a real rich kid on our hands.
Jesus.
Looks like One Min Restaurant's dishes aren't to Tooser's taste. Maybe we should go somewhere else.
Will that be all? Any more special requests?
What do you mean, Chef Nap?
Giving the people what they want is the very reason One Min Restaurant exists.
Oh, okay.
If I thought for 1 second that I couldn't make a dish to satisfy this child's taste, I would have absolutely no business calling myself a chef ever again.
Whoa, there seems to be a lot of professional pride riding on this. Then we'll leave it to you, Chef Mao. We'll be eating here after all. Sure.
But let me say this first. Special requests are going...
Oh, here we go again.
Of course, we aren't going to demand prices anywhere near as...
Is it just Paimon? Or our... Still... Surely there must be
Well.
a little room for...
How about... Actually, I'll do them a favor and do this. There we go. How about this? Is this okay?
Hey now, come on. I can barely...
God dang it. How about...
That seems a bit on the low side.
Oh my god, don't be mad. Negotiate with caution? Oh my god. Come on. Come on, that's high enough.
Ah, you folks. Let's go with the...
Thanks, Chef Mao.
Please sit wherever you like. Your food will be here shortly.
I feel like we could have saved more money again.
Ugh. It was a little... I thought it was just right. Almost exactly like how my sister Tonya makes. But this doesn't feel right somehow. Didn't we bring... Whatever. So where do you want to go next? I was so caught up looking for my brother when I first got here that I didn't get a good look around.
He never said the wharf. They skipped
Good
that.
idea. The hustle and bustle at the wharf is a...
Cheap and tasty chop suey. I've heard that so many times while I'm here. Well, back when I used to hang out around Liyue, when I first started.
Wow, this place is huge! Are the waves here always like this? Don't they ever freeze?
Given Liyue's climate, the area around the harbor's mouth probably never gets cold enough to freeze. Paimon is kind of the traveler's exclusive personal tour guide. But since this is a special, this place is Liyue's commercial hub, and it's been the biggest port in other than merchant vessels.
I already know all this.
Many fishing boats and industrial transports
Yep.
dock here to replenish their fishery supplies and daily necessities, which
I can't skip
thanks
this.
to the yeah. Well, guess Paimon will just have to explain this Paimon style. So this harbor is like Tevat's mouth, and it's the biggest mouth you've ever seen.
What?
All the nations float their boats over the sea into the mouth. The harbor.
This is the dumbest thing I've
Harbor
no.
rubs its big round belly in
no.
satisfaction because it's all stuffed full of delicious mora.
Hey, what's that big metal hook over there? I want to see.
Wait, Tuser, don't run up. After all that, he would.
That was ridiculous. I did not like how Paimon explained that. So the harbor eats things with its big mouth, and it gets full, and it rubs its belly, and I'm just like, Paimon, what the heck are you talking about?
And it gets bigger the closer we get.
This is an anchor. Docked ships use it.
An anchor. Got it. But I think I might get it mixed up with Commodore Hook.
Commodore Hook? Is this another one of your weird toys?
My brother always sends me a really big toy for my birthday. Commodore Hook, Black Steel Jack, Iron Tony. We keep them all in our backyard.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, and that's why I can't bring them with me all the time. It's a shame.
Wow, using Fatui funds for personal gain? To think Snezhnaya would let their harbingers do that. All for some giant toys.
You know what would be really neat is if they actually made a character that, like a summoning character where you summon like a rune guard or you've used like a monster to attack for you. That'd be really interesting. Kind of like the girl in the Fatui Harbingers where she's sitting on that guy's like hand in that trailer.
But suddenly, it doesn't seem so strange that Tuser would treat a ruin guard as a giant toy.
But my favorite has to be Mr. Cyclops. Even though I mostly came here to see my brother, the other big thing I wanted to do was play with Mr. Cyclops. Oh, are they selling fish over there? Let's have a look.
Oh my god, this kid's all over the place.
Quit running off!
He was just talking about the anchor and now he's like, hey, oh, fish.
Is this where they sell fish? Wow, the fish here in Liyue are so small.
Those are huge fish. The ones in like Inazuma were small.
Hey, whose fish are you calling small? Little kids shouldn't go around ruining others' business.
He's just a curious kid. No need to get worked up.
Also, he's a kid. Why are you getting mad at a kid?
That said, these fish are actually pretty big by Paimon standards. Just how big are the ones you're used to?
Maybe 200 times your size?
That's crazy
There are
big.
legends in my hometown about it. It's supposed to be a super delicious... I told my brother about it, and he went out to sea to catch one for me. A few days later, he returned with a humongous fish slung over his shoulder. Anton and I were so happy.
Are you sure that was a fish? Paimon thinks it sounds more like some sort of leviathan.
Sounds like a topic that would interest Xiangling. I like that.
Hey, Miss Nice Lady, let's go over...
To the boats.
What's wrong, Tuser? Are you tired?
I miss my brother.
Then we'll go see your brother.
We were just with him.
Yeah, but for such a short time that it doesn't count. Take me to see my brother. I don't want to play anymore.
I mean, you just got to the boats, but sure. Guess we got no choice.
We've played with Tuser long enough, haven't we? Childe said that he'd be by the river.
Yay! Let's go!
Off to find Childe. Also, for people that are interested in Scaramouche, I've seen the gameplay for him. I'm not gonna spoil what he does, but I've seen like a team composition and specific items you need for this to work. But apparently, with the right setup, you can get Scaramouche to do crazy like fast attacks because you can up your attack speed by like 60 or 70%. And it's insane how fast he attacks. It almost looks a bit broken, if I'm being honest. So Scaramouche fans, you're eating nice if you pull him.
There's Childe.
And if you have Ayato. Because you need Ayato's, I think, C4 constellation to get a 10% attack speed boost. But if you don't have them, you're only missing 10%. You can at least get everything else. If you have the right, team comp.
Wait, he's talking to the treasure hoarders?
You know what I'm here for, I trust.
Oh, you got lip. Making us guess, are you? If you want to join up, let me just say this first. Dandy kid like you ain't welcome.
Oh, what a commendable imagination. Well, in the Tsaritsa's name, I suppose I should forgive you country bumpkins for your ignorance. For I am...
Brother!
He's like, oops.
You're selling them toys, aren't you, brother? That's so cool. I've always wanted to watch you work.
Well, why, yes, of course. For I am, the greatest toy salesman in Snezhnaya.
Oops.
So cool.
Huh? You playing games, pretty boy?
You playing game, pretty boy?
So, will you buy or not? The toys that Snezhnaya produced 3 months ago will run you, yes, 600,000 mora. To be paid in full.
Toys? And...
Wow. Is that what it's gonna cost to fix that head of yours?
Look at that! Spreading joy and laughter to everyone! That's what toy selling's all about!
I'll say it again. Toys from Snezhnaya, 3 months prior, 600,000 mora paid in full.
Yeah, no. Sorry, sales boy. The same joke isn't funny twice. Or were you always cruising for a bruising?
All right then. I'll make things a little easier for you. I'll join the treasure hoarders. Perhaps you'll be more willing to pay when we're brothers in arms?
Would you listen to yourself? You think we just let any old person into the treasure hoarders? I'm not so sure you could hack it.
I'm pretty sure they don't know that he's a Fatui.
Well then, why don't you put me to
or
the
a Harbinger
test,
for
dear
that,
seniors?
for that
I
fact.
like to think of myself as quite talented in the field of treasure hunting.
Looks like you're not gonna pack it up, and truth be told, we've set up a shop here because there's a fine little loot cave nearby. But the treasure hasn't been easy to get at. We've been at it for 2 days now. If you think you're up to snuff, why don't you have a crack at it on our behalf?
Come on. If we can't do it, do you really think this guy stands a chance?
An initiation test, eh? Interesting. It's been a while since I've been assessed by someone else.
The loot's on the opposite cliff. We're gonna hang back here and watch the show.
Hey, look, I missed that. It was like a little
no problem.
plant thing that I need
Don't
to do.
blink, though, or you might miss it.
Oh! I get to legit play as Childe. Okay, then. I did not expect this. But then again, I keep forgetting that you play as every character during their story quest. This is really weird that there's no music to this. Also, there's a Sealy there! I missed some stuff here! Even though I 100%ed the map already. Yay, I got the treasure chest. That was really difficult.
Empty chest.
Wow, I didn't even get to really play as their Klee. I just got the chest. All I did was glide. I didn't even get to fight.
Well, I have the goods. Here you go. So how'd I do? Pretty well, I'd say.
Brother, what do we do? This fellow isn't normal.
Please, hold on a moment, sir. We need to discuss something amongst ourselves.
He isn't normal. He collided.
He just wanted.
Honestly, we'd be no match for him if he wanted a fight.
Guys, do you think we're being robbed?
I don't know. Surely he wouldn't have come here all dressed up like that if he was only after us. Unless...
Snezhnaya, 3 months, 600,000. I remember that the boss took out a 600,000 more loan from that Snezhnayan bank about 3 months ago. And still...
So this guy must be the debt collector. But why didn't he just...
And that's where you're still green. See, in a lot of professions like this, people speak in code to protect the privacy of their business partners.
That makes sense, but at the same time, it's not for that reason.
Makes sense. Owing money is...
This guy isn't one to mess with, I tell you. He's a professional.
So, Mr. Salesman...
Oh? I didn't pass? I must say... I never imagined that the treasure hoard...
No, it's not that. What we mean is that you're too big a fish for our little pond. But we fully understand the situation with the... toys, sir. We'll fetch that 600,000 for you right away.
I see. Well then, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. We get paid, and everyone stays happy. A wonderful outcome, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Couldn't agree more, sir.
That's my brother for you. Toy sellers are so cool.
He's a bit of a special case.
Ah, Master Childe, you're here. A new batch of fresh recruits have just...
Hey now, keep your voice down. Can't you see I'm entertaining some clients over here?
Clients? Well, anyway, the Motherland has dispatched a new batch of recruits to Liyue. They've just arrived, and I'm afraid we must trouble you to speak to them.
Do I have to? Now is hardly the best time.
I must apologize for troubling you, Master Childe, but they are already waiting for you south of Lingju Path. Every new batch of recruits must be baptized by the Tsaritsa's will through the words of her harbingers. This has always been our rule. At present, Master Childe, you are the only harbinger in Liyue. Please, everyone is standing in formation and waiting for you to bestow this honor upon them.
Was he? Was he the only one?
Well, all right then, I'll go. Just give me a moment to catch up with my brother, and I'll be right with you.
I think he was.
Do you have to keep working?
It says Signora at the time, but
yes,
I think this takes place after
We have a group of new toy sellers fresh in from the Motherland, and I need to go teach them the ropes.
Wow, that's great! When I grow up, I want to be a toy seller too. Can I go listen?
I'm afraid you're still too young to, sir. I'm not sure if you'd understand much of it, and most of it's rather boring anyhow. Why don't you go play with the Traveler instead? Sound good?
But...
I really do have to go now too, sir. A lot of people are waiting to see me. I'll see you around, all right?
He's not gonna be happy about that.
Childe really dotes on his brother, but now he's gotta ditch him again. Must be a really tough job.
I think that covering up is part of the tough job.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't done himself any favors with the whole toy seller cover story. To think he'd go this far just to prevent his family from seeing his dark side.
He's being a bit overprotective. I wonder how much longer he can hide it from him.
Paimon wonders too. But wait. Where's Tuser?
He just left. He is gone.
We were too big.
At a guess, he probably snuck off to follow his brother.
Seems likely. Either way, let's head over.
5 Primo Gems. That's not much. Where is that balloon thing? It's there? Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm gonna do these real quick because I already 100% this map. And these won't show up any other time, so I'm gonna grab these real quick. That and the Sealy that I missed. Boop. And it was an exquisite chest. Right, so where is the Sealy at? There was a Sealy in this area. Well, first...
Hey!
Why not?
You can bully me!
I'm probably gonna need their... mats anyway.
Pretty good.
Cool. Where was that ceiling? If I can't find it, I'll just end up going to where the quest is trying to take me. Oh, found him. Yay! Not gonna miss him. Let's get up. Don't you leave me.
Time to go.
Come on.
The wind knows me.
There. Another exquisite chest.
Brings a smile to my face.
And yet I have 100%. Let's go here. I think that'll be a lot easier to get to it. I hate leaving an item behind. That lone iron chunk, if I just left it there. I feel like I'm not good enough. Was I never good enough?
Toother, so you did come here.
Yep. Your brother would have been worried sick.
Quiet! My brother's giving his speech.
From this day forward, you will honor the oaths you have made to Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, and you will stop at nothing to bring Snezhnaya victory. You shall sweep through this land like the icy winds of the furthest north, as strong as the hoarfrost of Zepelyarny Palace. Her Majesty expects of you loyalty, ruthlessness, for the trials that we face are harsh, and our enemies are like... like kites and rattle drums, who shall become redoubtable foes of Mr. Cyclops in the marketplaces of Liyue.
Uh-huh. Kites are really fun, too.
This is, of course, an analogy. As they say, the marketplace, too, is a battlefield. So as your sales manager here in Liyue, I demand that you obey my every order. A refusal shall be considered a betrayal. And the price for betrayal is to be dishonorably discharged from the Liyue Institute of Toy Research.
Whoa, that's really strict. Won't people be really sad if they get fired from the Institute?
Huh? Seeking to please everyone pleases no one at all. Time to try something else. Forget it. Perhaps a round of hands-on training will suit us better.
Hands-on train?
After all, a strong body is the proof of one's capacity.
Hey, did he just say that we're doing hands-on training?
A Harbinger wants to spar with us personally? Oh, what an honor!
I can't believe it.
Am I hearing a hint of objection?
Not at all, sir!
That's the spirit. Now come at me, you lot.
Oh, now I get to fight.
Let's end this one!
Shake hands! I see everything! Sharing my knowledge!
I will end you.
Oh, there we go.
Amateur mistake. This is getting interesting.
Oh, he's gonna die if I keep doing it. Oh no, there he goes. I didn't make sure about the hyper bloom.
As one with wind and cloud.
I didn't take into account that the little spores were gonna blow up.
Everyone's okay. Can't run! Think you can bully me?
Should've get
The Temple of Wisdom!
Time to fulfill my duty.
Killjoy! Where did that come from? Take an after! Look at you, Boomtail!
You can't run! Well, this was horrible, Killjoy! We've only just begun. You need to hurry up.
Into the wind.
Surprisingly, these guys are actually tougher than most Fatuis that I've fought.
Looks like I went too far. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. An unfortunate fault.
I don't know, they slowly left.
Do you all understand what I said earlier?
I'm assuming both Xiao and Elliot both had to probably go to bed because they both live far and it's 1 in the morning for them. Shelly, I have no clue where she went. But yeah.
Yes, sir! Excellent. And you all almost managed to get me limbered up. In other words, you've done well for new recruits.
In the grasp of sleep? Yeah, I think everybody got really tired, surprisingly. Regardless, after I'm done with the child one, I'll probably end the stream because the missus is here and we're gonna eat.
Thank you, Lord Harbinger!
But that's only once I'm done, and I have no clue how far I am from finishing.
Now then, I wish you all glorious victory.
That sounds like shit. How did that
happen? For Her
happen?
Majesty the Tsaritsa, and for yourselves. Dismissed!
Brother! You were amazing!
Oh, Tusser, what in the world are you doing here? There I was thinking that the Traveler had taken you to play at Wang Xuan.
Yikes, that's some terrible acting.
I told you, didn't I? I
Got
never pass
carried
on
away.
an opportunity to improve my strength.
Shame. Now you're beat. Now you're like dead tired and about to pass out.
I'm not the man I was when we first met. By that, I assume you mean that I didn't use the Foul Legacy transformation, yes? It puts a great strain on my body, so it's best saved for crucial moments. I still haven't fully recovered from the injuries I suffered when I used it at the Golden House. Anyway, I'm no Senora. I don't use lethal force against recruits. Come on now.
The Foul Legacy transformation? Does it make you stronger than Mr. Cyclops?
Sounds like the food's ready. Or I might need a little bit more time either or.
You could say that.
I want to learn to fight too. I want to be cool like you.
I will definitely actually do it next time. Next time I'm either going to be I'm going to do both, either the event or the Archon quest, or both at the same time. So we will get to it. And hopefully Potato and Shelly and everyone else shows up again. I did get a lot of people here, but I needed to do the Tartaglia quest so I could do the event at least.
Now, Tusser, fighting isn't about looking cool. You can only continue to get stronger if you know the reason why you're fighting. I can teach you, but think carefully first. Why do you want to fight?
I want to protect Sister Tonya.
That's a good answer, Tusser. When I return to Snezhnaya, I will start teaching you fighting techniques. Then you'll have to protect Tonya for me. How does that sound?
Leave it to me.
You know, Tusser's a good kid when he's not being so stubborn.
You've had a nice long time here in Liyue, haven't you, Tusser? Isn't it about time that you took the boat back home?
But you've been so busy, and we didn't get any time to play together yet.
Tusser, you know I'm very busy at work. And hasn't it been fun traveling all over the place with a proper traveler?
You mean the sister? He's just worried he won't be able to keep up the toy seller act forever.
Well, how about this? If you just do one little
Is she older than Tusser?
I'll be a good boy and go back home.
Oh dear, who taught this little devil to bargain? Alright, what'll it be?
Yeah, but isn't she like supposed to be like young, like a kid still?
Take me to visit the Institute of Toy Research!
Do you think he means that ruin that the Nihilith was talking about? The one where all the ruin guards were coming from?
Done deal. After all, you've come all this way as your brother. It's only right for me to grant you one last wish before you leave.
It would be cool if we got to see her, if she's actually, I guess, capable of fighting.
Exactly!
Are you sure this is a good idea? It doesn't seem like the best place for kids.
It'd be neat.
You should
I wouldn't
come along
mind.
too, Traveler! This time, it's Tooser's turn.
Let me think. Ah, yes. The Institute of Toy Research is not far at all from Lingju Pass. Now, Traveler, you're not the sort of...
The brothers are ganging up on us again.
I'm assuming this is probably the last part of the quest. I like how it keeps reminding me about the event. It keeps giving me a notification going, hey, remember? And I'm like, I know. I gotta complete this to get the event going. Oh, it's this area. I always pass by here and I'm always like, what's with these metal pipes?
Here we are. Welcome to Liyue's Institute of...
Yeah, we're here! I can already hear the sounds of machinery inside.
What is this place? And how do you know about it?
Based on my limited understanding, I believe this is one of Dotori's research facilities.
Ah! More of him being
Dotori
brought
is
up.
another one of the Fatui Harbingers. He loves tinkering with old things. It's a personal passion of his. So, he converted these ruins into a Ruin Guard research lab.
Huh? So the ruin guards are built by the Fatui?
No, they have much closer connections to the Abyss. So, strictly speaking, they're as much our enemies as anyone else's. We just do research, nothing more. As to why the Ruin Guards have been moving outside of this area recently, I can only imagine that he's gotten bored of playing around with them and has lost interest in this place.
Wow, yet another Harbinger with a bad attitude. But at least this explains why you were totally okay with bringing Tooser here. Seems you did your homework ahead of time.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far. I actually have no idea what this place is like on the inside.
Wait, so are you or are you not worried about your brother's safety?
Of course I am. But no matter what the danger is, I will parry it. Isn't that what any older brother would do? Even Tooser understands that, now that he knows what he's fighting for. It's the very same reason that's been nestled in my own heart for so many years.
What are you guys chatting about? Come on!
All right, follow me.
Oh, this is an actual thing. Will I need a water user? Probably not. I'll probably be fine.
Brother, someone was saying that Mr. Cyclops is a killing machine.
Were they now? What a silly thing for them to say. And you shouldn't go repeating it either, Tooser. You're far too young to be talking about such violent topics.
Yeah, I knew that they were lying anyways. Mr. Cyclops is here to defeat...
Right. With Mr. Cyclops around, the bad guys won't ever get you.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to go play with Mr. Cyclops now.
Hey, Tooser, wait up!
The door's shut. Will Tooser be alright?
There's another path over there. Let's move.
Oh, now he's serious. Before it was just like, just let the kid do whatever, but now it's like, oh no.
Yep.
gotta lie, his attacks are cool though. If he had a different design, I probably would like to play as him. Because I do like the fact that he uses a dual blade and a lance.
Oh, the door opened! Was that you?
That's right. But give me a moment over here, Tooser. I need to make sure that everything's safe.
What is his playstyle? Like his actual, like the way you're supposed to play him? Because I've never
Maybe I
played.
shouldn't have spoiled him quite
Xiao.
so much.
Are they done? Okay.
Those ruin guards have all been strung up. Where are they being taken to?
I don't know, but if there's a chance it's where Tooser is, we need to stop this before things get ugly. No time to lose. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Oh, I can't even go up there.
No time to lose. Tooser, see that big stone cube in front of you? I need your help.
I guess you might want to have like energy recharge on him.
Yay! Do I really get to help my big brother out?
Really?
You bet. Now I'll count down from 3, and then we touch it together. Ready? 3.
Unless
2,
it's specifically
1.
just for this event, like they did with Xiao. Or Xiao, I mean. When you were doing like his quest.
Ugh, that's bright. What is that?
It's a witch ray that will turn you into a little lamb if it hits you. So stay out of its way.
That's scary.
I'm assuming I can't just run through this thing, can I? I gotta switch sides every time. This is an interesting little dungeon they put, because I don't think you could do this dungeon normally. Here we go.
Back together at last. You're not hurt, are you?
Hurt? No way. This was really fun for you, maybe. We were all scared to death.
What's over there? Wow, this room is huge! Is this where Mr. Cyclops takes his friends when they come?
Oh,
Xiao
Xiao looks
isn't it?
really
Now, how
tired.
about a little game of hide and seek?
He's like, oh.
Huh? Now?
I have a surprise.
A surprise? Oh.
Don't worry, you'll have the chance to look for it later. But before that, you have to close your eyes, turn around, and count down from 60.
Okay. 60 is a really long time, though.
Oh, we can't even go back the way he came. Okay. Wake up, guys.
60, 59, 58.
There's not much time. Let's clear all these hazards out.
48, 47, 46, 45. Are you guys okay? What's all that crashing and banging?
Don't worry, it's all part of the surprise.
Oh, I switched back to his bow by accident. Oops.
Hey, no cheating! You skipped a few numbers, you little rascal.
You noticed. Alright. 15, 14, 13...
Like I said, I would play as him more if I liked like his aesthetic, because his dual blades are cool.
3, 2,
cutscene.
1. Okay, you ready?
Give me another 10 seconds, Tooser. Still hiding.
Huh. Now who's the cheater? Alright, 10 seconds, that's it. 10, 9...
Oh, he did it! He activated it!
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming, ready or not!
You see, if he had that Harbinger form, like, in his gameplay, I would 100% want to pull for him. But he doesn't. Which is another reason why I don't want him. This is the surprise your brother prepared for you.
Wow. He actually pulled it off. And the way he knocked those Papaimon wonders if he'll be alright after— Awesome!
Boy, if these Mr. Cyclopses weren't so big, I'd sure love to take one home.
Wait, aren't you guys supposed to be playing hide and seek?
Oh, that's right! I was so excited that I forgot all about our game. Well, let's go look for him together.
Well, Childe's over there. I'm assuming there's no chest or anything over here. Like up there where the kid was. Right? At least I assume there isn't. Nah. Let's head back to where Childe is. I'm pretty sure we're at the end of this quest anyway. This child is just running around the other child.
It's a good thing that you two found me first. Looks like using the Foul Legacy transformation while I was still injured took more out of me than I thought. I have no idea what I'd do if Tooser saw me like this. Look at me, deflated as a burst balloon.
You're not afraid that I might end you right here?
As I recall, you have siblings too, yes? I figured that you probably wouldn't take me out in front of my little brother.
Really milking the
Makes sense.
situation, huh?
Like I said, I can never pass on an opportunity to test my limits, and that's why I, Tartaglia, am always getting stronger. Anyway, childhood dreams are all too easily shattered. Even if you just leave them be, they will fall to pieces all by themselves. So someone has to protect them, right? If you make a promise, you keep it. If you make a mistake, you apologize. And if you give someone a dream, you defend it to the end. That is what family is all about, isn't it? Remind you of something, did I?
Yeah, I can appreciate his character a bit more after this.
Quit the tough guy act already. You need to see a doctor right away, mister.
But I still don't like him that much. He's okay so far.
A fine suggestion, but first, I have a little something for Tooser. Please give it to him on my behalf.
Huh? Is this a Mr. Cyclops action figure?
Indeed. I had made it to order by a smith some time back. I had intended to give it to him on my return to Snezhnaya, but it seems that it would make a better souvenir at this point.
Wow. Now that Paimon thinks about it, Childe's family are really like...
I'll also need you to explain my abrupt... You'll help me out, won't you?
You make a pinky promise, you keep it all your life.
The cold will kill the pinky that once betrayed your friend. The frost will freeze your tongue off so you never lie again. That nursery rhyme brings back so many delightful memories. Tusser taught you that one, did he?
Go in peace.
Thank you.
Cool. If anything, I respect Traveler for not being completely, like, ruthless and taking out Childe, which obviously wasn't gonna happen.
I can't find him anywhere. Where did he go? Really? Where is he?
Yeah, so he had to leave in a real hurry.
Well, that's great. But still, I was kind of hoping we could play here a little longer. Wow, look at this! I never knew that they made Mr. Cyclopses in this size. Look, it even has my name on it. It's my very own Mr. Cyclops!
I'm glad he's happy.
You're really loving it, huh?
You bet! My brother is the best big brother ever!
That's sweet.
You had a tour of Liyue, you met your brother, visited the Institute of Toy Research, and got yourself a souvenir. Now that's what we tour guides call the perfect trip. Do you think you're ready to head back to Snezhnaya now?
Don't worry. I know I can't get my way all the time. That'd just be annoying for everyone else.
You ever want to talk?
So, let's go.
Chest! I heard a chest behind me. There it is. Wow, five whopping primo gems. Wow. Okay, we're almost done. Just gotta take the child to Liyue. Goodbye. And allow me to talk to the Fatui.
Ma'am, young Master Tusser,
Did Childe send you?
That's correct. Master Childe instructed me to arrange for young Master Tusser.
Who are you? My big brother always tells me no.
But you've been following us around this whole time.
Yeah, that's because I've known who you are all along.
Master Childe.
What?
Well, Childe is rich at this point, right? We know that for sure.
Told us all about you in a letter he sent back home. Sister Tonia read it to me. I actually recognized you the moment I saw you. I just couldn't remember your name.
So Childe spoke about us.
Strange twist of fate.
Huh. It was a pleasure meeting you too, sir. Actually, I'm gonna ask.
Not at all. In fact, he said that if he ever had the chance, he'd quit his job and join you on your adventures.
There it is. That's why we can pull him in the gotcha.
Young Master Tusser, the boat to Snezhnaya will dock soon. We'd best prepare for boarding.
Gee, time really flies when you're having fun.
See ya, Tusser.
Well then, see you, Miss Nice Lady. I'll wait for you back home.
You weren't that bad, kid.
Definitely have to come visit Snezhnaya sometime.
You have a deal. Actually, want to make a pinky promise?
Yeah! Pinky promise, pinky promise!
There we go.
You make a pinky promise, you keep it all your life. You break a pinky promise.
Okay, I'm not going to have time to recite that.
It's a promise.
Bye-bye, Tusser. Have a safe trip.
And that's it! I think. Oh wait, no, we still got more.
Hey.
Hi, Childe.
Childe? So you were here this whole time? What are you hiding for? Why didn't you come and say goodbye?
Partings are special moments. If he spent his final moments in Liyue seeing me all haggard and weak like this, that's not a memory I want him to leave with.
That is actually really nice and considerate.
Still, it is a shame that I couldn't see him off by... I should have been the one taking him back. I do have subordinates to escort him, but I still feel a little uneasy.
Jeez, don't you think you've spoiled him enough?
I can't quite explain it, but somehow I felt much more at ease leaving him in your care. And to think that not long ago we... Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Remuneration for your services, which I really couldn't have done without this time.
Aha! So you do have a heart after all.
We get paid!
One other thing. Don't forget our promise now. Let's have a rematch when we get the chance. This time, with my honor as a harbinger on the line.
I mean, if we fight a stronger version of Childe, that'd be cool. Like, I like his boss fight. Granted, you kill him, like, in 5 seconds now.
You best go rest up first. Don't come crying to us when you lose all over again.
Regardless of who wins or loses our next bout, I'd also like to invite you over to my home. I'll introduce you to my other siblings, Tonya and Anthon. They're great kids, and I'm very proud of them both.
See, he says kids, which is why I don't think we'll ever play as them. But then again, we play as Klee. I don't know.
Promised to too, sir.
I'm sure that he'll be very excited to see you too. Well, that settles it. I'm looking forward to it. Farewell, my friends. Till we meet again.
He actually calls you friends, which is really weird. So now we won't see Childe for a while. Except I am going to see him in the event. There we go. Now we're done. I'd like to make an exchange. Yeah! Look at all this Mora. Hey. It's a weird number. Oh, that's it. What else do I have here? Hey, we're finally back to no more scrolling on the story screen. Okay, cool. Well, now I'll end it on the stream here, guys. Oh, I still have an exclamation point there. I'll check that out later. Right, so next time I stream, which will hopefully be tomorrow, because I think I don't work tomorrow. I think, unless I get called into work. But tomorrow I do not work. Yeah, I don't. So, tomorrow I will probably stream, and we will probably do the main Archon quest, hopefully, if, you know, Potato and everyone else shows up alongside you, Code. What time? The usual time. The time frame will be around, at the earliest, 3 p.m. my time. At the latest, 6 p.m. my time. Usually. Around there. But we'll stream tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be the Archon quest and the Ito's quest, or the event, That's another one. We have a few things to do, basically. But anyway, I'll see you guys around. Take care. Be safe. Stay healthy. See you, Code. Oh yeah, I may as well do this, like I always do. I appreciate Code for coming. I appreciate Shout for coming, Shelly for stopping by, and Elliot, our new chatter, who came by to just chat with us.
I smell rabbit.
Anyway, see you guys later.